one more runnable class and to talk about this for loop and do while or while loop concept. Add an item. So right click, add an item, add a new item. So go to code and select runnable class. So now I'm creating one class to create this looping statements. Okay, so it's creating. So the class has been created. The class name is XPP Basics. So when you take runnable job, it automatically creates with the main method. So what I can do here, I can write whatever the logic I want. I can run this class to execute that logic. So these are all I am writing like runnable class and a runnable job, all these things, because they are actually, it's a, I'm not going to call any methods. I just wanted to execute whatever I have written. So that's why I'm taking runnable class. So runnable class in the sense, that is also a class. It will create with an extra method with main method. So if you take normal class, that class also you can create this method. Okay, so there is no any problem. So now what I'm doing here, I'm creating. I'm going to talk about looping statements. So what are the looping statements? While loop, do while, and for loop. So I'm keeping this as a comment. So while loop, do while, and for loop. Okay. The first one, what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk about do while. Okay. Do while, the syntax is, do is the syntax. Okay. Open braces and while. Open braces and close braces. So this is the syntax. So do, open braces, close braces, and while. This while you can write a condition. And this is for an example actually. Okay. So do and write your logic inside this logic here. So do while. So once, see what will happen. I equal to 10, right? So I less than or equal to 10. So what I'll do, I'll increment, I'll decrement my I. So what we are doing here, I have taken I equal to 10. So do while, do while loop actually. So first it will execute one statement one time, whatever it is there inside. From after executing, it will go and check the code, and if that condition is true, then it will come and it will go inside. Or else if the condition is not satisfying, it will come out. So what is the main advantage of doing do while? It will at least once it will execute the logic, then it will come and check your logic, and then it will proceed to go inside for the another logic. Whatever they have written inside this thing. So here in this case, what I did, I just took info do while I equal to I less I minus minus. That means it will decrement the value. What is the I value? 10. In the first time it will 10, it will reduce to 9. Then it will go and check the value. I is less than or equal to 10. Again it will go. That is true. It will go. It will execute like 10 times. Okay. So now what I will do, I will set this object as a startup object and I will run this. Okay, is it clear, guys? Now what I will do, I will set this object as a startup object.
Sunil,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you have given the condition while I is equal to 10 or less than or equal to 10. But how much we need to reduce, whether it is 1 or 2, we don't know.
If
How
you
can
keep
we?
default I minus minus, that means it will reduce one value.
Okay, okay.
The
If you
default, this
want
is a
to,
default. You put I equal to I less than I minus 2.
okay,
So
okay,
if you
okay,
want to
okay.
set 2, you can write like this.
Okay,
I equal to I minus 2.
okay,
What is
okay,
the I value? I is 10. 10 minus 2 equal to 8. It will come 8 and it will store into the side.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
Does this error? Is this expected? Okay. I set this object as a startup object and I set this project as a startup object. So now I'm running this object. So now I'm just running this. I should have done even while and for loop also. In a single shot, we can run all of them. So by the time it will execute, what I will do, I will make it ready other more things, two more things. Like we have seen this do while, and I'll see like other thing like if I say like while condition, how do we write the while looping? So if I show like int I equal to 10, so what I'll do, I'll check like while I less than or equal to 10. You can write your logic here. Whatever you want, you can write your So let's see it is running or not in that other one. It's got executed. So it's not showing anything. So why it's not showing? It has to show at least one side. It will come inside. First it will do, it will come inside, it will show the 2 while, and it will decrease, it will go there, and I equal to 9, 9 is less than, and it has to execute 2 while. Still class is in running mode. So it's not. Sorry, I did a mistake actually. I kept it into infinity loop actually. So keep on running now. Can you see this? So the reason is, can somebody identify and let me know? So I put always this less than, right?
Yeah.
So it is always less than only. It's not, coming out that from that. Yeah, let's keep on executing. Actually, it's unhandled by user by code because what is happening? So I is 10, right? So it's
Yes.
coming inside, and it's printing 2y, and I mean decreasing I value. So 10 is 9. So 10 is I is always less than 10 only. If I decrease 10 times also, this is less than only. I have to keep greater than, or else I have to use it increment value here.
Yeah, you given the two conditions, I less than 1, I less than 2.
No, this is commented, right?
Okay.
This is for
That's
understanding I
why,
given.
yeah.
It
Okay.
will execute only this one. This is a
Okay.
okay, what I will do, I will give I plus plus. So it is incrementing. So now it
Okay.
will work. You come here, it will increment the value. I equal to, I will give I equal to 1, not 10. I equal to 1. 1 is less than 10. It will come, it will increment. Next time it will become as a 2. 2 is less than 10. Until 10 times it will work. Okay. Now what I will do, I will write other things also right away. And second one is while. So this is the condition. We have to write a condition here. While condition, whatever the condition we would like to. So if that condition is true, it will come inside. So, okay. So it will come inside while I less than or equal to 10. Yeah, I less than or equal to 10. This is true. It will come inside, it will execute this one. Again, I link to the I here. Done. So are you guys understanding this one?
Yeah.
Third one is for loop. So actually the for loop syntax is for is the keyword. Inside you can see three sections. One is assignment section. We have taken the I variable. We are assigning the value I equal to 1 and I less than or equal to 10. This is the condition section. Third one is increment section. These three things we'll do it in a single line. So this is the for loop syntax. You have to open this, close this. Inside we can write whatever the logic we want. We don't have to write any other increment center inside this for loop. And directly write our logic. Okay. So now what I'll do, I'm going and executing this. So we'll see how it will get executed. What is the output we'll get. It is executing. So let me show you that output. Sorry guys, are understanding? This is very basic concept.
Lakshman is asking one question.
What is this question?
Is string format necessary in info print statement?
String format is not necessary to keep it in info statement. I am using this variable value. I wanted to show that variable value. It has to show like do while this number. What is the number value? First initial is 1. Second loop, it will take second time it will be incrementing, right? 2. Third time it will take 2 while percentile, 2 while 3. This percentile will refer to this value. That variable stored value.
So basically info accepts only string value. So it is converting that the whole thing into string. Right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Now we got the output. If you come and see from the bottom to one, first one is do while. First time it is printing one value, second value. Okay, third, second loop, third loop, fourth loop, fifth loop, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then it is directly going to for loop. Okay, why it is going to for loop? Let's see that. Because what is the I value here? By the time it will come to the second one, but we are not assigning any values, right? By the time it will come here, it will be I value will be maybe 9 or 10. Okay, 10 is less than or equal to 10. Let me see the output. Are you understanding? Whenever it is going to next thing, it has to be the value should be 1. But since it is incremented in the previous do while, the same value is 10. Okay, so that's the reason it is not going into this actually. Okay, so it's not going to while loop because by the time the control comes here, this I value is 10. I value will be 11, not even 10. So that's the reason it is not going inside. So it will come to the next line. It is not true. It will not go inside. It will come to next section, next line of code execution. That is for loop. the for loop, what we are doing, this value was 11, but irrespective of that value, so I equal to 1. I am assigning the I equal to 1. Then I less than or equal to 10. So based on this logic, it's automatically loop like 10 times, and it will execute our logic 10 times, and it will come out. Okay. So are you guys are clear with this? You see this output? They're getting only for do while, even for only for loop, not for while. You can see all the for loop things also. For loop looping is there that record 10 times. Is it clear, guys?
Yes.
So I'm stopping this. So let me talk about classes. Okay. So right click on it, add an item. Let's go to code. You can create a normal class. Okay. So what I'm giving this class name, I'm giving test class. Create a class. Once we create a normal class, it will be created without any methods. It's just a default, plain class. You will not have any other methods. So this is the class. Class is a keyword and class name. This is how we will create a class. If you want to add some methods in this class, right click on this class. Okay. Then open in designer. And once it is open in designer, you will see like this. This is the open in designer, the test class. So right click on this class. You can go to new methods and create a new method. Once you create a new method, it will be created that method inside that class. Okay, its default, it will create private void method 1. So what is private? Okay, access specifier or access modifier. So private is nothing but this method cannot be called any other places. Private in the sense only this class, within this class only we can call this method. It's method 1, right? So what I am doing, I'm just putting some info. So the class is done. So what we are doing now, we have created a class and we have added one method. So it's not a main method, it's a normal method. If you want to add one more method, you can add it. Right click on designer, you can go to that way, or else directly you can write a method name and you can type it here, something like this. Okay, private. Okay, public and private void method. You can create like this directly also if you want. You don't have to go to designer and every time you don't have to create a new method. Both are same. So you guys are understanding how do we create methods? Once you create the methods, if you want to call these methods in some other places, for example, let me take one more class. Yeah, sorry. So I have created another class. So in this class, what we are doing? So I am going to create a main method because I just wanted to call the present class here. You know, at previous class methods, I would like to call here.
If we can create a runnable class and
Yeah, we
runnable,
can do that. Both are same.
okay.
And I'm just showing
What
you
is the
instead.
purpose of class, Sunil?
Purpose of class is, to create a. You can write your business logic here in these methods, and you can use that methods. You can use that business. You can use for any of the functionality. Say for example, if you want to update something, or if you want to delete something, or if you want to insert something, or if you want to
Okay.
process some records to insertion.
Okay.
You say for example, if you're posting some purchase orders, so posting
Okay.
purchase order, that specific purchase order with that lines, it has to post it, right? Posting in the sense, you'll get confirmation. You do confirmation, it will create journals, confirmation journals. It will create. How it will work?
Okay.
It will insert that records, right? Such kind of
Yeah.
functionalities we will write in a class, and we'll use that class, business logic to do that.
Okay.
Okay, anything. And for example, I'm showing you small things to make you understand. If you want to see
Okay.
other classes in the standard classes, you'll understand more on.
Okay.
Take any class, like for example, if you take any FM cleaning, for example. If I take FM cleaning, there are two methods. Okay, what is doing in these two methods? This is workflow class. All right, four classes.
All these classes are standard classes that is default available in AX application.
These are all standard classes. Whatever I'm showing, these are all standard classes. We see
Okay.
here, if you
Customer
see,
ID.
so these are all the some of the one of the standard class. Some details like different methods. Random day. That is to identify the random day and select rental dates.
Okay.
If you see this, by using this method, they will select the rental dates. So what they are doing, they have written some logic. So if they call this method, while they are calling this method, they have to pass two variables.
Okay.
Based on these values, it will be executed and it will return the value. It will execute and it will do that logic execution, business logic. What they have
Okay.
written, what is happening, then we can see and understand, and we can run and we can understand later. So
Okay.
I'm just telling you the purpose is we can write our business logic and we can reuse it.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going
Okay.
to test tail class. Here, I'm just created one main method. Now here I'm going to create an object for test class. This is how we'll create the object. Take the class name. Okay. Give the object name test equal to new test class. So this is how we'll create the object for class. So by using new keyword, we are creating object. Okay. If I take this test object, test dot, I can see my methods. So why it's not showing these methods? Now you should understand. If I go to test class, two methods are private methods. Okay. Two methods are private methods. That's the reason I'm unable to see in other places. If I create an object in the same class and I can use it in the same class. For example, if I go to this method and if I put this keyword, this is the keyword will refer to the current object. What is my current object here? Test class. So if I say this dot, I can see method one and method two. Can you see this? So whatever the methods I have created in this class, I can use within the same class when you have private. Okay. So that's the reason I am creating an object in the test child class for the test class. But I am not finding any methods here. Whatever the methods I have I put it there. There is nothing I'm not. They are standard. So are you understanding? So if I go back to the test class and if I change this to private, private to maybe protected. Let me see now. Test dot protected also how it will work. It will work within the same class or with the inherited class. This is completely different. This is not inheriting. Directly I'm creating. So
the
now
words protect to public static void is default words, or can we give any other name?
it's a access modifiers. We call it as access modifiers. We have public, protected, and private.
Okay.
3 things.
Okay.
So I'm using public now. If I go to that class, if I use that test now, test dot, I can get method 2. Now I am getting method 2 because that is public. I can call this method. Save this.
Okay.
If I run this class, it will come here and it will control. It will come here to execute this method 2. Whatever we will write, if you write some logic in this method 2, it will get executed. Okay. So we have seen how to create a class and how to add a method and how to create object for that class and call that class methods. Okay. And what I'm going to do, you guys are clear till now? I'm swapping quickly, like test class is the main class. This is the first class which I have created. Test child class is the second class which I have created. In test child 2 class, I have created a main method. Here, I have created an object for test class. By using that object, I was trying to call the method. If I execute this class, this method will get executed. Because why I can execute this class? Because I have a main method. I cannot execute these methods. So now, if I execute this class, nothing will happen. How this method will get executed? Will not execute. There is no any trigger. If you want to execute these methods in the same class, you can create one more main method here. In that main method, you can call these methods. Are you understanding?
Yeah, let me see, and I will ask you again.
Pratap.
Yeah. I'm able to understand.
Okay. Yeah, we can extend keyword also. That I'm going one by one. Like I'm just showing how to create an object and how to call methods. We can see inheritance concept. We can extend the test class to object, and we can use methods also. We can see that one by one. So now we have seen this. So the next one is what I'm going to see. We have seen how to create a class and how to create a methods with the different access modifiers and how to call that method in different class in some other by creating the object. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a concept called I just wanted to show you some more methods with defining the parameters. For example, addition, for example. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, int a comma int b. So what I am doing, till now we have seen the normal methods, the above 2 methods. Okay. Now I have created a methods with parameters. Okay. So this method, the method name is addition. So I have int a and integer b. So 2 parameters I have given. So whenever I call this method, so definitely I have to pass this method, parameters. It's mandatory. So here when I'm calling this method 1 and method 2, no need to pass anything. Nothing is there in the parameters. So what I will do, here what I'm doing, I'm taking info strfmt percentage. So a plus b. Directly I'm writing an info. Or else we can take one variable and we can do in that variable and we can call that also. For example, into c equal to a plus b. I can take this c and I can put it here. Okay. So now what will happen when I call this method? Definitely I have to pass these two values. Based on that values, it will be calculating here. It will show the output here. Let me show you that. Let me call that method also here. This dot, sorry, test dot addition. If I open this braces, you can see that parameters. So the first parameter, it is highlighting in blue, sorry, dark black. So you have to give the value 12. Put the comma. When you put comma, it will show you, it will highlight the second parameter, b value. It is an int value, int b is showing. So it's an integer value, 34. Okay. If you pass this and if you call this method, it's automatically values will go to that method here. It will come 12 and 34. 12 plus 34, 46. Okay. It will come, it will get the 46 value. This 46 value will show on the info. So this, this method we are calling it as a, we are created as a parameter values in the parameters. These two parameters are mandatory. If I don't provide any value also, it will throw an error. See, you want, I have provided only one value. I'm trying to save this, throwing an error. What is the error it is saying? A missing argument. Missing this, we call it as arguments. Okay. One argument I have not given. So it is saying missing argument 2 of type integer. Showing here. Okay. Is it clear, guys?
Okay.
So this is how we'll create with arguments. We can create the methods with arguments. And one more important thing is, if you want to specify an argument, these two are mandatory. If you specify, if you want to keep it as an optional, we can do that also. Take same integer. Don't assume that only we can take integer. You can take any type of data, any data type, string, real, or whatever you want, you can take. So I'm taking one more thing, like d. Since it is an integer, I'm keeping default value 0. So when you specify here itself as a one default value, so this is not mandatory. It's optional. You want to show me, if I go back to the test child class, and if I call the same method again, and if I remove this and show you, open this, you can see here, please observe here, first value is int a, second value is int b, third value is int d, that has been given in the square brackets inside. Can you see this?
Yes.
The third variable difference. When you see that square brackets, that means it's an optional. It's optional. If you want, you can provide the value, or else if you don't want, you cannot. You don't have to provide the value. 20 come. 30 is not mandatory. If you want, you can leave it. Don't throw any error. No. If you want to provide, you can provide 30. You will take that value also. So what will happen? It will get 3 values here. If you don't provide, it will take the default value 0. So what I will do, I am adding that value also. D. Okay. They're all very basic things and very important things also. These methods, arguments, concepts. So many people, even though they are working on, many people, they don't know about optional parameters, arguments. Okay. So are you guys clear with this? And I'll show you now. I'll execute and I'll show you. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm making this class as a startup object and I'll execute now. What is this class? Child class. Set as a startup object and I'm running this. After this, I'll show you that inheritance. So generally, the inheritance concept is nothing but if you want to extend, if you want to inherit any class from parent class to child class. So what is the inheritance concept? It is if you want to use the one of the class features in the another class, we can do it. We can reuse it. We can inherit that methods and we can use it. For example, in this scenario, okay, we have the test class is the main class, I would say. Second class is test child class. Okay, in test class we have some methods, and I'm using it in the child class by creating an object. So inheritance is nothing but if you extend the test class to just test child class, I'll show you that example now. So what will happen? We can override those methods. I'll show you that. I'll show you how to use it. Let it run this, and you can see the output, so you can understand clearly. Then we'll see that concept also. So now you can see the output here. Okay. The first one you can see method 2. Second one is sum of A and B is 60. I forgot to put C value. C, I mean in the in the comments. It is showing the 3 values like A, B, C values total 60. The first one is showing as a method 2. How it is coming that method 2? You go and see here. We are calling method 2 method. I mean, first one we are calling method 2, right? So that method 2 is having method 2 info. That is what it is getting. So the second one is we are passing these 3 values and it is getting the output is 60. So 10, 20, 30, that is 60. So that is the output we are getting. So this is how we are using the methods here. And other thing what I was trying to tell you, let me stop this. So inheritance concept. What is inheritance? Inheritance is nothing but, for example, if you have the test class, you have method 1, method 2, and addition. Say for example, I have subtraction. Okay. Okay. So once you create this subtraction method, for example, so if I want to use this actually, if I want to use this, for example, I have a child class. This is test child class. We have a concept called inheritance concept. So what is this inheritance in the sense? We can inherit the parent class features to the child class. Okay. So for example, by using extends keyword, by using extends, extends is the keyword. So what is the class I would like to extend? Test class. Test class. So once I extend this, okay. So now what I'm going to do, I am not creating object for, I'm commenting whatever I have created. Now I'm creating an object for my current class. What is the place where I'm currently? Test child class. I'm going to create an object for test child class. Take this test child class, create the object. I'm sorry. Take this test child class, create TC into new test child. Okay, done. So we have created the object for my current class. What is my current class? Test child class. Take TC dot. We call the methods. In my current class, I don't have any methods. Okay. So can you see, because in my current class, I don't have any methods, but I am able to call the method 2. How I am getting it? Because of the extension. Because of the I'm extending, I'm inheriting. Okay. So this is the concept called inheritance. Okay. If you see here, why I am getting only method 2? Because method 2 is only the one public method. Okay. Sorry, even we'll get the addition and subtraction also. Whatever the public methods are, the public and protected, we can get it. So addition and subtraction also we can get. See, addition we can see, subtraction also you can see. You can pass the values and you can use it. Okay, this is the inheritance concept. So I hope you guys are understanding. So this is how we call the, we'll use the inheritance concept. Okay, TC dot additions. I'm passing some values here. 40, 70. Okay, this is one thing. And one more thing is, if I right click on this class, if I go to Open Designer, if I go here, and what I am doing now, if you go to override, we have a concept called override methods. Okay, we go and see here. So generally, default you will have new and finalize. New is the method to instantiate the object. So by using new keyword only, we are creating object, right? So we will have the new method here. Similarly, we will have the finalize method. Finalize method is to delete the object. Don't get confused. Object is nothing but, here in this case, if I go to test child class, I'm creating an object for this class TC, right? So by using new keyword, this is the default syntax to create an object. Okay, that class name, that variable name equal to new class, the same class name. Okay, class name TC equal to new class name. Okay, TC is the object, right? To create, we are using new keyword. To destroy that object, we will use the finalize. That is where, if you go to this Open Designer, this class Open Designer, you right click on this class. For any new class also, you can see this new and finalize. Other than this methods, you can see 3 more methods. From where we are getting these methods? From the parent class, because these 3 methods are from the parent class. What is the parent class? Test class. If I want to override, the logic is there already in this class, for example. Okay, let me go to test class, sub method, subtraction method. Subtraction method, we have method, but there is no any logic. In addition method, we have logic, right? If I want to override that logic again in the child class, we can do that. So what I'm going to do now, right click on this override methods, take this SUB method, Okay. Once you take that method, it's automatically create with super. Can you see this? How it has been created? It's automatically create with the same signature. It will create the super. The reason is this super will execute the parent class logic. First, it will execute the parent class logic, and then whatever the logic you will write here, and it will execute. For example, maybe we have I mean, there might be some logic here, for example, and so it will come here and it will execute this. Okay. So once I have taken override method there in this child class, the subtraction. So the control will come here and it will execute this method and it will come here and it will go to super. Super control will takes us to this actual class, that is test class. The test class, it will go to the same sub method. It will execute this complete logic, and again it will come back here. It will execute the remaining logic. If you write something here, we write before super, it will execute that logic here, then it will go to test class sub method, the parent class. It will execute that, and again it will come here and it will continue your logic if you have written something. Are you understanding?
Yeah.
Maybe for new guys, it may be a little confusion. You rewind this session 2-3 times and try to understand and practice it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm totally confused about this.
This is what I'm telling you. If you are really new, definitely will get confused. First of all, you have to understand slowly. You have to try one creating a small class, and you just try to do one by one. Create a small class, and create a object for that
Okay.
class. You try to create one small one method and put some info, and try to call that method and execute and see. You will understand. And go to next
Okay.
step. Create one more method and create with arguments. Try to pass that arguments and some infos inside with that arguments and run and see. It is working fine. Then again go to the next level. With the arguments default values. What we have created. We have created some argument default values, right? That's argument. They're assigning some zero values. Try to do one by one. However, I am showing like one by one. Similarly, you just try to see one by one.
Okay.
Try to practice slowly one by one. Then only you can do it. Because I am see every time I'm swapping to the other class means only two classes I'm using here. Test class and test child class. That's it. Nothing else.
Okay.
Okay. So this is how I'm overriding this. So this is the concept called override concept. Okay. So if you go to in AX application, everywhere, wherever we see methods, in the table level, form level, everywhere, we will have the default standard override methods. To take any table also, take any table. This is how the override concept. We go to FM customers, for example. We go to FM customers, go to methods, we have the methods, and they have already taken one override method. These two are normal methods. Okay, insert is override. So if you want to override methods, you can go to override methods and you can take. These are all the override methods. Override methods are nothing but they are here in the table level or form level. They are like triggers. If you take any override, if you take delete method, you write some logic. When it will get execute, it's automatically get execute when we are deleting a record. Insert method are already taken here. You cannot see in the word. It's already taken. So if you write some logic in insert, whenever you are inserting a record, it will get executed. Okay, init value. Init value method is there. Init value method will get execute when you write some logic in it, and it will execute when you are creating a new record. Similarly, there are multiple override methods. How this override method concept is working? However, we have done here test class and test child class inheriting concept. Similarly, this override method also working. But here, this is a table. Okay. Sorry, guys. So actually, if you go to this any table or any form, and if you right click and go to view code, okay, you can see this default public class. This is also a class. This is also a class. Class. The table name is showing it as a class and extends common. Common is the kernel class. Okay. From the kernel class, so default methods will be there in the kernel class. So those methods are showing for us as a override methods. I hope similarly you can match here. So how we are doing here in this test child class, we are extending. Similarly, we are extending test class. From the test class only, I have taken sub method as a override method, right? So similarly, if you take any table or any form, anything, if you go to code, it will show you like public class, that table name extends common. That means what does it mean? Common is the kernel class. From the common, I am able to see all the override methods. But here, the difference is every override method will trigger on specific event tables level. I am talking in very detail. I don't think so. All these people will talk about all these things, the trainings. So you can see on any table or method override methods. You can see every override methods. They will come in the similar concept, whatever we have seen in the process. I hope you guys are clear. I'm just talking a lot of things in a single day. So you try to practice this and let me know. We'll continue.
Okay.